Hi, welcome to Apart View video tutorials. This video tutorial will be shown to you by Dave. He will take you through a step-by-step procedure in repairing this appliance.
This video tutorial is on how to replace the felt drum bearing on the front of the Hotpoint TDL30 tumble dryer, but it also covers other models in the Hotpoint Creda, EDESA and Ariston range of machines as well. Before you start, turn off the power to the machine and remove the plug. Undo the screws holding the top on and remove it. You may need to lift it or just push it back, depending on your make and model. As with the top, the console panel may be fitted differently to this one, which is held on by these two screws. A magnetic screwdriver is very handy in these situations, especially when it comes to replacing the screws. These ones are sited right next to the pointed tip of other screws, and this makes it awkward to hold them. A little tip: if you drape an old tea towel or a piece of cloth over the timer knob and grip it with a pair of pliers, you can pull it off without damaging it. Now slide the panel to the right and it'll unhook from the cabinet so you can remove it. This machine has only one option switch, so I don't need to worry about the wires. But if you have two switches, then label them so you know which one they fit on when you reassemble. Open the door and undo the screws holding the switch in place. It won't fall far because the cables are connected to the panel by a piece of wire. The kick strip will just pull off if you grip either side and give it a tug. This is covering a number of screws on the lower section of the front panel that need to be removed. On this machine it's these three screws here, but the screws on the far outside are attached to the side panel and don't need to be removed, although the machine won't fall apart if they are, but it will make replacing the front a bit more awkward. Not all the screws are the same size, so you do well to segregate them in some way, or you may find yourself left with small screws going into holes intended for large ones, and consequently not fitting very well. Remove the top screws next. Under normal circumstances the panel won't move because the drum's resting on it, but it's still a good idea to hold it when removing the last screw, just in case. Now give it a gentle tug and it will come off. The drum won't drop far because it's still attached to the cabinet by the rear bearing shaft. Untie the wire holding the switch cables and lift the panel out. Now unplug the exhaust thermostat wires and you can lay the panel down. Remove the internal vent pipe and place it on one side, because that will be refitted from the back after the machine has been reassembled. Remove and discard the old felt bearing. The new ones have adhesive on one side so they stick to the ducting, so make sure it's clean before you fit the new bearing felt or it won't stick properly. Just run a cloth around the edge to remove any loose dust or dirt that may be there. It's not essential to fit the joint at the bottom like I have, but it is the place of least wear and therefore should resist being pulled off. Just make sure you have no air bubbles and that it seats properly before you start to reassemble the machine. You're not in a race when it comes to fitting the felt bearing, so do it slowly and make sure it's on straight. Remember, all the relevant parts for your tumble dryer are available online at apartforyou.co.uk. Now connect the thermostat wires and hook the ducting assembly at the bottom of the panel over the lower section of the cabinet. Had you removed the outer screws from the lower cabinet panel earlier, then you may have a job fitting the front panel onto it now. The switch has a lip on the front that locates into the front panel, and this must be fitted correctly or the door won't shut and the machine won't work. When it is in place, it will protrude through the opening. Now fit the screws. You'll have to hold the switch while you get the first screw in, but after that it will be okay. All the parts used in this and our other videos are available from our website at apartforyou.co.uk. Just enter your model number in the search bar and a list of available parts for that machine will be displayed. There are two little ledges on the lower front of the cabinet that the panel rests on. If it's not seated on both ledges, then not all the screw holes will line up. When it's in place, lift the drum slightly and the rim with a new felt bearing fitted will slot inside it. Check that no wires have been caught between them when refitting, and remember to tie the cables onto the inside of the panel again to prevent them rubbing on the drum as it turns. Refit the screws to the top of the front panel and make sure you use the correct size, or the panel may just become loose after it's been on for a while. The number of screws on the lower section of the front panel varies according to your make and model. This one can accommodate 5 screws, but only 3 are actually used. So don't worry if there are more holes than screws. So long as you have at least 2, it should be okay. Replace the kick strip, it just pushes on. Refitting the wires on the switch is quite straightforward, even if you've got more than one option switch, providing you labelled them when you took them off. On the edge of the console panel is this lip and it grips into the cabinet just here. Hook it on and replace the fixing screws. As I said previously, a magnetic tip screwdriver is really handy in a situation like this, because if you drop the screw now, you'll have a hell of a job retrieving it from inside the cabinet. The control knob only fits on one way, so be sure that the flat side is in line with the timer shaft before pushing it on. Refit the top and screw it down. The final job is replacing the internal vent pipe that you took out of the cabinet earlier. Undo the collar and feed the pipe into the opening. You'll probably need to put your arm inside the pipe so you can feel the lip on the front ducting that it has to sit on. Once you've located it in the right place, it should be flush with the rear panel. Remove your arm and fit the collar. We hope this video was useful to you, and remember to shop online at apartforyou.co.uk, because this is how we're able to finance making these videos. Thanks for watching.